Hello and welcome to Whiskey Resource. My name is Mark and this is Whiskey Review number 8. So I'm going to change the format slightly now. I'm not going to be covering the distillery notes for palate or nose. I'm just going to go straight into it after a brief introduction to the particular distillery. So today I'm going to be looking at Jameson. I can't say I've ever had this Jameson before. I've had the cask finished whiskies, the stout finished whiskey. I haven't had the IPA yet, and I haven't had that one. So Jameson whiskey, it's the best-selling Irish whiskey in the world. It's distilled in the Middleton Distillery, Cork. They've been going since 1780. This particular whiskey is triple distilled, and it's a blend of pot still and grain whiskies. It's aged for about 4 years as a minimum. They don't say anything more than that, just 4 years as a minimum. And it's an ABV of 40%. In terms of some of the factors for the value score, they don't say an awful lot on their website, and they say absolutely nothing on their bottle. They mention the triple distillation. They don't tell you on the bottle if it's that it's pot still and grain whiskey. They don't tell you that it's a blend on the label, but it's not a Scotch, so Scotch whiskey rules don't apply. So don't know if it's chill filtered, and I don't know if it's got any colour in. I have seen information online that says that it has colour in, and I'm also led to believe that it's chill filtered, but I don't know. So that does affect the value score, which is 81.45. So it's 81.5 is what's going to get as a value score. Not a particularly good value score for the first offering from their core range of whiskies. I've been doing a little looking at what other whiskies they provide, and I'm quite surprised to see that pretty much everyone, with the exception of maybe the odd one or two, of their core whiskies are bottled at 40% ABV. That's a little disappointing. Even their 18-year-old, there's a version of the 18 that's bottled at 43, I think, but even their standard 18-year-old is bottled at 40% ABV, which, hey guys, I'm sure you could probably offer a higher strength or even cask strength variations of these bottles, but we'll see. I'll say I've not had it before. Give it a go. We'll see what it's like. So I've not got any idea as to what the taste notes are. I haven't looked at that. I haven't looked at the palate notes either. Now, I've been kind of watching what I've been doing a bit, and I'm going to try and be more aware of my impact on the environment. So, gone are the plastic bottles. If I want to add water in, I've got some cooled kettle water here in, I'm sorry, it's an English Whiskey Co jug from the St George's Distillery. So, which I will be reviewing one of their whiskies at some point. I do have one of their whiskies. So let's get straight onto it. So on the nose, it's creamy, it's sweet, it's fruity, it's a young spirit. I can smell the grain aspect of the spirit coming through. It's a bit reminiscent of the Hague that I reviewed a few days back. It's not quite as sweet as the Hague, and that'll probably be because it's a blend of pot still as well. A little bit spicy. The fruits that are coming through, maybe a bit of orange, more, I don't know, more like a little satsuma or something. but it's creamy, it's spicy, it's inviting enough. The legs on it aren't too bad. They're dissipating quite quickly, they're not really clinging an awful lot. But on the palate, it starts creamy, fruity, spicy. It's not hot, so the initial youthfulness on the nose doesn't really impact too much on the palate. It is creamy, a little bit syrupy. A little bitter. I'm picking up those grain notes now. It's nowhere near as grainy as the Hague. It does a better job than the Hague for the grain aspect of it, but it is a blend of other things other than just the grain. I can't pick up the fruit note though. I'll probably say that it is some form of an orange. And the creaminess, I'm going to go with creamy. I have heard people say it's butter, but I'd probably go with more creamy than buttery. It is coating, it is oily. The finish is quite bitter, a little spicy. It's probably a little bit of white pepper, just a tiny bit of white pepper. I'm going to put a tiny drop of water in here just to see what we get, but obviously it's such a small pour anyway that you can actually see when I poured the water in there a little bit of separation straight away. So that's released more of the grain notes from that. A little bit creamier, a little bit hotter, a tiny bit spicier. It's an okay dram. It's not one that I think I would go and grab as a neat drink. It's not a sipper for my mind. It's probably more for the mixing. If I was to have it neat as a sipper, it would be one of the last ones on an evening when I've worn my palate out. I can't say I'm thinking of grabbing it early on, but this was the first experience of it. I need to come back to it and do a re-review. So I'll update the notes on the webpage once I do the re-review, and we'll see what gets on there. But of an overall score, I'm going to go with pretty much what the value score is. We'll give it an average of an 82 there as an overall score. So that's Jameson Irish Whiskey. Next review will be coming up shortly. Cheers.